I don't hear myself through my headphones. Yes, man. Like, I feel real good about this right now.
Pay attention, because you are now listening to Permission to Speak Freely.
Well,
yeah, man.
The turkey's like the first thing done, and then mac and cheese is like that's what everybody waiting on. That's bigger than the turkey.
Yeah, man. Like I want to know where that came from, though, man. Like now in the last 2-3 years, I feel like mac and cheese and took over holidays.
Yeah,
I remember you used to get your dressing, you want your turkey, you want your freaking greens, you want your yams, you want all this stuff, right? That's coming out. You can't wait to see it. Now, it's mac and cheese, man. I need to get that mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is a dish that if it ain't the holidays and you don't have it, it ain't the holidays or something. What's going on with that shit, man?
Yeah. Because mac and cheese is like, that's it. That's the finale. That's it, man. That's the headliner, man. Like, it take a while for it to come out. It got it. It's a perfect way you're supposed to do it. Like, it's way bigger than everything. I was talking to my wife, man. I'm like, man, like, I don't think it's healthy to eat mac and cheese for like 4 days straight, man.
Yeah, man. Stop. You probably get clogged up a little bit, man. All that cheese, man.
Somebody was saying like it build up saliva in you or something like that. Mucus or something.
I don't know, but it'd be good as hell. But I told you how, I think on the last episode, I told you how my daughter, did a TikTok, man. It didn't go well. It didn't go well in the household, that TikTok mac and cheese, man.
Oh, for real?
Man. Yeah, I mean, we made it good, but actually we added some stuff to it or whatever. But I'm just saying, like the day of, we making it, and she gonna pop out a TikTok video on it, man. So I wasn't having that shit, man. I was mad about that.
TikTok is like the new frontier, though, man. That's like TikTok chefs is like a big deal right now.
Yeah, but and then the other thing about it is too, though, man. Like in my household, man, like TikTok is one of those things that has videos, and now not only do you do this on TikTok, now I can see who's doing it.
Yeah.
I had a big problem with that too.
For real?
Who's doing it TikTok, man? Who making this mac and cheese, man?
Oh, the person? Yeah, that's
I had a
crazy.
big problem with who making that mac and cheese, man. But yeah.
Yeah,
crazy. Man, mac and cheese and took over the holidays, man. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, I saw a crazy TikTok. Man, I got so many, so first off, the name of the movie that I talked about with you last week was The Girl in the Basement, not The Girl in the Room, right? So if somebody looking for The Girl in the Room, now Room is another movie about somebody, being locked in a room. But that movie is The Girl. And I was like, hey, you ever saw this movie called A Girl in the Room? It's about a girl in the basement. Like, that's how that's like how I explained it. So that movie's called The Girl in the Basement. And then I also said that Hitch came out the same year as 7 Pounds. And I said that twice in a row, and I meant to say Hancock, but that's just a part of Hancock and 7 Pounds came out the same year.
So I got a question. Did you get corrected on that, or you caught it yourself?
I caught it myself. I listened to the episode. Cool. I caught it myself.
Okay. I thought somebody may have said something.
These people don't know about movies, man.
Watch them, right?
Somebody probably did was like, nah, he's totally, wrong or whatever that. But I caught it so fast before they had a chance, to say that. But I was on the internet, right, recently, I think the other night, and I stumbled across a very interesting sound bite. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It got to do with, some crazy, strange things happen on the ship. And especially in the berthings. And every now and then you need a khaki to come down and
straighten shit out.
Yeah, do some straightening, man. So this is, the sound bite. Something strange happened in the khaki.
Shout out to Migos, man. Straightening, you know what I'm saying?
So let's see what happens.
Let's see what
word out. Where's my first classes? Raise your hands. Okay. Get the fucking word out. The next time I hear somebody jacking off in somebody's towel, because it's happening. It's happening a lot. And I'm fucking fed up with it. And I will go fucking high and right on this shit. We're about to have 2 fucking watchstanders 24 hours a day in every fucking aisle wearing little fucking guard belts and your flashlight to make sure that somebody's not jacking off in somebody else's towel. Got it? Yes, Master Chief. I will fucking do that. That'll be effective today. The next time somebody jacks off in somebody else's towel, yeah, that fucking is pretty disgusting. I've been in the Navy 20 fucking years. I've never imagined this shit. fucking amazing. I know it's only one of you, okay? I know it's only one of you. I know fucking out of the 76 people that live, how many people in this brother? 80 people. Out of 80 people, 79 of you probably don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But you need to know about it because it's going to affect you. Because somebody in this birthing is jacking off in somebody's towel.
You probably ask yourself, how do you know when someone did their towel and jacked off in? I have a fucking towel. Unless an elephant sneezes in the fuckers, it's tough. It's jack off. Somebody fucking nutted on somebody else's shit.
It's fucking disgusting. So that's what I want to do. Because I owe you guys a fucking environment that you don't have to worry about some fucking dumbass going over there and jacking off in your shit. I'll fucking post a fucking watch with a flashlight and a watch belt, and we'll have in the first class will come with a watch belt for that. So the next time it fucking happens, that's what's happening. Just let you know. So you guys need to do a little heart to heart down here and figure out what the fuck is going on. I'm lost my goddamn mind. Can I? At least 4 times, guys. At least 4 times.
Look, so I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna play it back. Right, we gonna break it down, right? Because it's about to go down from the very beginning, right? Where you hear like the undertones, when you don't really hear nobody talking, and you hear the whispers. So this way, you know it's about to go down right here. Right there. Is what he said.
Yeah.
What he said, right? That's what he said. He said it's fucking unsad. That's what he said. I'm gonna play it back.
Yeah. Yeah. It's about to go down.
Hey, get the word out. Where's my first classes? Raise your hand.
Hey, get the word out.
Hey, get the word out is bad, right? And the other thing is bad. Where's my first classes at? When you say where's the first classes at, dude?
Where y'all at?
It's raise your hand. You know what I'm saying?
You know
it's
gonna
be a bad day.
man.
Hey.
Okay. Get the fucking word out. The next time I hear somebody jacking off in somebody's towel, because it's happening. It's happening a lot. And I'm fucking fed up with it. And I will go fucking high and right on this shit.
So apparently this is the CMC, right?
Yeah,
When
CMC.
I was reading the quote, he must got like a chief with him, right? Sound like he got like a black chief with him.
Yeah, I know, crazy as hell, right? But I tell you this, man, for everybody that listening, this is some of the wild shit that happens on board a ship, man. I don't know like how to explain it more than what the Master Chief just explained it. Yeah. I mean, how he said it. But this is shit that happens with young or whoever sailors on board. These guys and girls, they do some crazy and some wild shit. Yeah. I don't know if it's to get back at each other or because they, whatever the case may be, but they will do some wild shit.
We're about to have 2 fucking watchstanders 24 hours a day in every fucking aisle wearing little fucking guard belts.
See, and that's why we got a stigma against guard belts.
Yeah.
Because it's used as like a little fucking guard belts.
Yeah.
And your flashlight to make sure that somebody's not jacking off in somebody else's towel. Got it?
Got it. Hey, you better Roger up. You better
he waiting for them to Roger up.
Like, Roger the fuck up right there.
I will fucking do that. That'll be effective today. The next time somebody jacks off in somebody else's towel, that fucking is pretty disgusting. I've been in the Navy 20 fucking years.
He was mad, boy. He was pissed. Yeah, back to that guard belt though, man.
I never imagined
that guard belt deal, man. Like same thing, man. Like we stand watch and stand sound security, man. Somebody don't know what they need to do. What we do? You guys gonna wear this guard belt on, man. Now.
Give it a bad stigma, man. Like I used to wear it with pride, man. Like I got it on. It ain't no.
We ain't have a choice. I didn't have a choice though. It was done. We wore that guard belt.
Imagine this shit. Fucking amazing. I know it's only one of you, okay? I know it's only one.
Where he like kind of like he knew he went off the rails a little bit.
He started coddling a little bit, right? He started like bringing it back a little bit. He started bringing it back.
Fucking out of the 76 people that live. How many people in this brother? 80 people. Out of 80 people, 79 of you.
You know, in the Navy, like, you know, sometimes, you know, people get petty. So if he wouldn't have had an accurate count, that would have been the thing that they like harped on after he left.
Yeah, he didn't even know how many people was in the berthing.
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But you need to know about it because it's going to affect you.
Now,
somebody in this
right there, I'm letting you know it can only be one of you motherfuckers, but everybody in here gonna be affected by. I don't care how you. I don't care what your background. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you eat, but you will be affected by this.
brother is jacking off in somebody's towel.
You probably ask yourself how.
It's always one. It's always one chief that come down there.
Hey, no.
With the master
Before you guys
chief.
listen, yeah. Hey, when you guys listen to this shit is so goddamn funny, man. I don't know if you guys heard it the first time he went by and he played it, but listen one more time on what he say, man.
You know when someone did their towel and jacked off in. I have the fucking towel. Unless an elephant sneezes in the fucking, it's come. It's jack off. Somebody fucking nutted on somebody else's shit.
He said,
It's fucking disgusting. So
he said, unless an elephant sneeze in it.
It's always one though. It's always one. Like, yo.
Oh yeah, somebody coming down with him. And normally that one that comes down with him is the one he's like he trusts though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? The one he called up.
Yeah,
he called like
respect
to his
him.
yeah. He called to the birthing or something, and he'll be like, "Hey, bro, come, let's go. Let's do this, man."
Yeah,
Somebody did this crazy ass shit.
The seller's got some respect for him, man. He gonna throw a little joke in there while he chewing their ass.
Yeah. Or if he owns that birthing, maybe too. I don't know.
Yeah,
You know, one or the other.
that's a
But
chief
yeah,
though, right? That ain't no first class, right? That's a chief, right?
No, that's a chief. Yeah, that's a chief.
Yeah,
Most definitely a chief. That shit was funny as shit though.
All right,
But yeah, man, like we said before, man, you guys heard that's some of the comedy of this morning, man. We getting on here, you know.
Hold on, I'm gonna finish it out.
Oh, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
that's what I want to do. Because I owe you guys a fucking environment that you don't have to worry about some fucking dumbass going over there jacking off in your
now
shit.
He being democratic. Like, now he...
I'll fucking post a fucking watch with a flashlight and a watch belt, and we'll have in the first class will come in a watch belt for that. So the next time it fucking happens, that's what's happening. Just let you know. So you guys need to do a little heart to heart down here and figure out what the fuck is going on. I'm lost my goddamn mind. Cannot at least 4 times, guys. At least 4 times.
Is he just saying it happened at least 4 times?
Yeah, I think that's what he was saying. Yeah, I think that's
wild,
it.
man.
Now it's over now, but yeah, like you were saying, that's the crazy stuff that happened on ships.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I didn't actually have some crazy shit that didn't happen there. Maybe we might have another segment on some crazy ass shit that happened during our careers in the Navy, man. Maybe we might do a little segment one day on that, man. But it's some crazy shit that happens in the Navy, and this is just one of them, right? Yeah. This is just one of them, and this goes from top down too, man. It ain't just like young sailors, man. It's a lot of crazy shit that happens out there.
I never heard of that. I never heard of anything like that, man.
Oh, dude, look. I'm gonna give you one, man. Like we came down to the general workshop one day, man, and somebody freaking then jacked off on the mouse pad, man.
Oh my gosh, man.
On the mouse pad, man.
Yeah.
So look, you got me going now, man. Like, no, you know what? I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that, man.
Tell me, man, what happened?
So, you know how you go in Ford Halon room on a DDG.
Mm-hmm.
So we in there doing dits. So we clean the spaces, getting ready for dits. And this is the captain is about to come check the space out. Right. So we in the clean. I open the door up. I'm looking around up in there because I'm a DC1, so I'm looking in there, making sure everything's squared away. Because I know the CO's coming. And this is first space. So we had something going on the ship. You know, it's first space. You know, I'm gonna be there, or the chief gonna be there. You know, because the captain coming. And we go in there. Oh man, they squared away space in there. So you know, I go in there and I look behind the door. You know, it's all them spots. Everybody do their thing, but behind the doors and shit, motherfuckers don't be, you know, doing shit.
Yeah,
dude. I close the door, and dude, some people. I'm saying people, multiple has fucking closed that door, and then jacked off all on the fucking back of the door.
Oh man,
dude, it's caked.
Yeah,
like it's a thing to do. Like it was a fetish.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I can't make this shit up, man. Yeah, I cannot make this shit up. So I think we done with jacking off though, but yeah, man, we can move on from that. But
that's escape trunk. That's escape trunk.
No, it's in the Halon room.
In the
Halon.
Yeah. That's
crazy. Yeah. They just closed the door.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. I just don't understand that stuff. But
I know, like we had like somebody like sneak up in the CO stateroom and put the captain's slippers on and then walk like.
Why you got the captain's slippers on?
Put the captain's slippers on. They went down a female berthing and jumped in like this girl's rack or whatever. I don't think she was in the berthing. He was on restriction, about to get kicked out or something like that, and he just had a night of just doing just wild, stupid stuff.
Crazy, man. Crazy shit.
Right? Yeah, man. It was a story like that. He like went through like the rack guard, like went down the lines and like was sleeping like under the pier or whatever, like where the shore power was, like in VA. But I don't know how true that was. But it was like this dude was like Paul Bunyan, man. It was like tall tales about this. You know, this dude and everything he did on restriction, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
All right, so let's get into it, man. I want to tell you something that happened to me this week. Well, not me, but one of my sellers, right? So I'm chilling. I'm at work. One of my sellers called me up. And it's a neutral story. So let me start with a precursor because I don't really talk about work, like where I work right now, you know?
Yeah.
And I know that it's people that I work with, that listen. So, but so I'm, chilling at work, working. Like, let me stop saying chilling. I'm working at work. You know what I'm saying? I ain't chilling, man. I'm getting work done, man, all times.
Yeah.
So, all time. So, but I go up to a seller just to talk to the seller, like just talk to her. And she's looking at a picture of like NSUs and a lady with pants on. And she's like, "Hey, Senior, I got a question for you. It's not personal. It's a Navy kind of like guidance kind of question. Is my pants too tight? And
you had a service uniform, right? You say NSUs?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, she's like, my pants too tight. And I'm like, nah, it don't look too tight. So I'm like, stand up, and so then it's getting weird, and I'm like, yo, this is like, and it's crazy how protective we gotta be. Yeah. Like how protective. Yeah. I'm like, yo, this is weird, but like, can you stand up? You know what I'm saying? Like, so she stands up and I'm, and I'm looking at her pants and I'm looking at the instruction and, the instruction says, they can't bow out at the pockets or in the front center. And that's it. If other than that, you good to go. Did our pants fit her? Yeah, like they fit. She works out, you know what I'm saying? She got a bigger leg and stuff like that, but they wasn't like too tight. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm like, where is this coming from? You know what I'm saying? And she said like a first class, and I'm sure he was, trying to do his job, his duty or whatever, but she said he approached her once and was like, hey, them pants, they look like they painted on or whatever. And then a second time he approached her and he was like, I talked to you before about this, your pants too tight. So she was just looking up. She didn't challenge him or not. She left, but she was just looking up the instructions just to see like,
do she need to buy new shit?
Yeah, if she needed to buy, a new uniform. And I say all that, right, because I want your thoughts on that. A couple other things happened. Like I didn't want to be biased, so I went to a few different people, different demographics and stuff like that. And I asked like, yo, you cool with this? Because it's weird now. It's like we kind of parading around here, like the size up, how these pants fit you or whatever. But we went to a few people that, we trusted and, would be honest about it. Everybody, all the dudes, of course, felt just as weird as I did. Like, yo, can you turn to the side? Like it's just like weird stuff. But she, she's like, that's what she wanted. She's like, I want y'all to tell me how it fit. So, but I say all that to say this, right? The pursuit from the first class to like give the seller some information. I'm telling you before somebody else tell you, all of that stuff. That's like, I can't knock a person for that pursuit, right? Chiefs do that too, right? But again, first classes and chiefs do this part too, where you start correcting people in their uniform and stuff, but you don't know the guidance or the instruction. Are you not familiar with it? Are you just using your eyes as the policy when it's actually like a written policy there. So did her pants fit her tight? Yes, her pants fit her tight though, because her shape or whatever like that. Like that's the reason her pants fit her shape. She had a she had a different shape than the people in the pictures that she was looking at or whatever like that. So I just urge everybody to make sure they factor that in when they checking people uniforms, and then also read the instruction. Make sure you know what you're looking at, because something might look real strange and weird, or something you didn't see before, and it's not a bad thing to question it, but make sure you got the right kind of like ammunition or whatever when you actually do go guns a-blazing or whatever you're trying to do. So what's your thoughts on that though?
Well, first my thoughts is like, and I'm always like a little bit over the top because I want to paint the picture of the person who's telling her this so they can understand where I'm coming from. So I'll probably be a little bit over the top. And I say that because I want them to understand that don't shoot from the hip. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Don't assume when you're correcting a sailor, because now you can correct this sailor. You don't know this sailor's financial situations. You know, and this sailor can go out there right now. She can have a full sea bag of the same kind of fit. Yeah. Now say she just listened to her first class and she goes straight and she go get a whole new sea bag. And then she having some financial issues, and then you find out about it and you go to her and you say, hey, what's going on with this stuff not getting paid? What's going on with this, your financials? And she said, well, I had to go buy a sea bag. Then you say, why you got to buy a sea bag for? Because my first class told me to do this. And then you put instruction and it's not even, and she's good.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. And that's what I will point at to whoever was talking to her about this, because that's how deep it can go. That's how we have to look at this stuff. You got to look that deep into it. When you're correcting somebody as a chief or as a first class, if you're correcting somebody about a situation, you need to have the facts about it, right? And it's cool. Like if I've seen a girl, boy, whoever has some tight ass pants, so I see it the first time, I said, damn, them damn pants. In my mind, I'm saying them pants tight as hell. I need to go check that out. But I am not finna approach them without going look at the instruction.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna wait. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm gonna wait it out and I'm gonna go look it up and I'm gonna find out. And then if it's whatever, then I go say something about it. And then actually when I say something about it, I'm probably gonna try to have that instruction printed out with
highlight it. Yep.
Yeah. So you can look at it too. So and then I can then for leadership wise, I can not be in the bad guy telling you, I want you to read it. Hey, can you look at that? I just want to make sure we good to go. Can you read this too and tell me your thoughts about it also? And then we can kind of come up with an agreement or come up with like, okay, if I'm right, you're wrong, whatever the case may be. But man, it could be some financial issues that come out when you tell a young sailor. I don't know if it's a young sailor or not, but either way, if you tell somebody that and they go change their whole sea bag, man, come on, you gotta be spot on, man. You can't be, shooting from the hip, as I say, whatever. But yeah, man, that's my thought about it, man. But like you said, you look the instruction up. You got different opinions on it. And I'm sure you guys came up with the right solution for it or whatever the case may be. But that was actually, man, a good training point, man, for Sailor 360 thing or something like that to be talked about during that time frame. Because at the same time, like, even though that first class was calling her out on her pants, he may not have been like trying to, he might have thought he was in the right.
No,
you know what I mean? So
he's a good dude. He had good intentions, but
that's why I said that. That's why I think it's a good training point, to talk about.
Yeah, man. So let me talk about this other thing, right? I came across a picture on Facebook, right? Let me find it real quick. It's right here. How my command deals with me coming off of suicide watch. It says, and this was in Reddit. It says, Thursday I got put onto suicide watch. Friday I spoke to my mental health counselor and got taken off of it. Upon coming back into work on Friday, what was the first thing my secco and chief brought me into the office to tell me, you ask? Seko says that me going on a suicide watch was a burden to those around me, and I have to think about them before I do anything like that. And gives me an order that I'm not allowed to drink anymore. When I replied that me and medical already agreed to that I wouldn't be drinking, Chief says there's a difference between an agreement and an order. If you violate this order, you will go to mass. Right? Well, he says, if I violate this order, I will go to mass. Not once did they ask how I was doing or check on me. All they cared about was making sure I stopped being a burden and that I know that they are trying to mask me. The Navy wonders why suicide rates are steadily increasing. This is why.
Well, that's a lot right there, bro. That's a lot right there. First off, I'll start off by saying, I hope that sailor is good, or I don't know if that's an old thing or not, but regardless, I hope the sailor is doing better.
Yeah.
The second thing is, man, like everyone has a job to do, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, man, when it comes to a sailor. And we talking about suicides, we talking about anything like that. I don't care, man. My job is to get that sailor the help that they need.
Yeah.
Right? Because at the end of the day, if something happens to that sailor, I'll be living with that shit the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Yeah. So my responsibility is to get the sailor the help they need by any means. And I will feel better at night. I will sleep better at night once I know that I did my part in this situation. Threatening the sailor, to me, those like threats.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
The captain mask and all that stuff. That's like threatening. You threatening somebody that's already in this situation, that's already going through some stuff, right? And now you threatening them. I don't care if it's false. You know what I mean? I don't care if they making it up. I don't care. That's not my job to weed through that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna let medical weed through that. I'm gonna let people like that has a background in that weed through all that stuff. My job is to take care of sailors.
Yeah.
And I know how to do that. And how to do that is getting them the help they need. I just can't see how a situation, or see how I got a sailor that comes back to me off something like that, and then the first thing I'm thinking about is you're a burden to the division, man. I can't see how that's a thought process for me to bring him in and say that.
Yeah,
right?
That's crazy.
I know. And then I'm gonna say this too, man. I know, and it's gonna go into another topic a little bit that we was gonna talk about, but I'm not gonna get into that topic. But I want to say it's 2021, right? And I'm saying that because back in the day, stuff like that didn't matter. Like, let's go. Let's get the job done. And that's how we used to talk to each other back then. When I came in 98, and that's how it was. You know what I mean? Like, we wasn't listening to that stuff. Like whatever. But it's 2021 now. We have to adapt, right? We have to adapt. And not only we adapting, the Navy is adapting too. You know why the Navy is adapting? Because now we got so many tools in our toolbox to help us.
Yeah.
Right? Got so many tools in our toolbox to help us to get these sailors the help they need. Only thing we got to do is just point them in the right direction.
Yeah.
It's not that freaking hard.
We won't even got to do it. Now I'm still sick, man.
Yeah. Yes. And I'm gonna give you a scenario, like off. I know you're gonna bring this back off topic, man, about our job and how we get things done, man. I went on this week. I went on an LCS ship, and LCS, like for my job was at DC. You only had like 2 or 3 people, you know what I mean, working for you, right?
Yeah.
On a LCS, and he didn't have it's a DCC. He didn't have like the outside people to come in and help him out with stuff. So it was only it was his 3 guys.
Like a HT, like a HT and
DC, HT, yeah. So we went on the ship, and he said like a couple weeks ago, whatever, he had DCMA, and he had both of his sailors went down with COVID.
Yeah.
And he had to do the whole DCMA by himself, no help, just him. But that goes back to what I'm saying is we started to care about work. We caring about getting the job done and not thinking about these sailors. It goes hand in hand. You worried about you threatening this sailor because you need somebody to do work on board your ship. But at the same time, the sailor can't do work if they ain't ready, if they mentally there, right? So it goes both ways. You gotta get that sailor the help they need, so when they come back to the ship, they can get the job done the right way every time, man. So that's the biggest thing, man. Don't worry about having that sailor there, because now you finna lose a sailor. Now you're probably not gonna get another one for a year and all this type of stuff. It's not about that, man. It's about the well-being of the sailor.
Yeah, man. We need to care more, love each other more, stuff like that. I mean, and that's not just on like for the leaders. That's not just for the chiefs and the first classes. A lot of times, the sailors got to deal with that stuff from their peers.
Oh,
and I don't think we talk about that enough.
That's
a lot of times,
right,
you on watch, ain't no chiefs and stuff around. You know what I mean? And you got certain stuff, that you got to hear. The reason how I know it's true, because I've had sellers come talk to me, you know what I'm saying, before. A lot of times, like, hey, such and such is saying this, and it's like your fellow second classes, your fellow third classes, like your peers, like the people that should be supporting you the most, at that time. And that's the hurt piece.
Yeah. I never thought about it. I wasn't thinking about that at the time, though, man. But you're right, man. You're right. That portion of it hurts the most. It hurt more than a chief, or the officer coming in and talk to you about it, when your own guys you work hand in hand with every day start talking like that. Also, not worried about your well-being and things like that. Yeah, that hurts a little bit more.
The last suicide watch we had, because people question things too. Like, it's like, man, this person on suicide watch, but they look happy. They did like you. It's no real like diagnosis to how somebody should be acting when they on. Well, prescription is the best. There's no real prescription to how somebody should be acting if they, got thoughts of like, transitioning on their own, or thoughts of suicidal thoughts or suicidal ideations. It's no like, yo, this person is some of the happiest people we've seen publicly. We're fighting demons that, like, we just would have never known about. You know what I'm saying? So when you stand in that suicide watch and you thinking your expectation is that this person should just be down and out, but they look smiley, they look, that's could be a part of their armor or a part of something else that they got going on. If they got suicide watch, then that mean that they cry for help, and that mean that they, trying to like hang on and hang in there. You know what I mean? So, and that could be that them beating themselves up with that positivity that they need to get through the day. So don't, be judging like, oh, well, if they was on suicide watch, then how come they look happy, or how come they look like this? They not really going through nothing. And, we can't keep doing that to each other. You know what I'm saying? We need to take care of ourselves first.
Facts.
All right, it's that time. It's that time. Let's get into it. Medal of Honor, Master Sergeant Manuel V. Mendoza, for conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty. Staff Sergeant Manuel V. Mendoza distinguished himself by acts of gallantry and intrepidity above and beyond the call of duty, while serving as a platoon sergeant with Company Bravo, 350th Infantry, 88th Infantry Division during combat operations against an armed enemy at Mount Battaglia, Italy on October 4th, 1944. That afternoon, the enemy launched a violent counterattack preceded by a heavy mortar barrage. Staff Sergeant Mendoza, already wounded in the arm and leg, grabbed the Thompson submachine gun and ran to the crest of the hill, where he saw approximately 200 enemy troops charging up the slopes, employing flamethrowers, machine pistols, rifles, and hand grenades. Staff Sergeant Mendoza immediately began to engage the enemy, firing 5 clips and killing 10 enemy soldiers. After exhausting his ammunition, he picked up a carbine and emptied its magazine at his enemy. By this time, an enemy soldier with a flamethrower had almost reached the crest, but was quickly eliminated as Staff Sergeant Mendoza drew his pistol and fired. Seeing that the enemy force continued to advance, Staff Sergeant Mendoza jumped into a machine gun emplacement that had just been abandoned and opened fire. Unable to engage the entire enemy force from his location, he picked up the machine gun and moved forward, firing from his hip and spraying a withering hail of bullets into the oncoming enemy, causing them to break into confusion. He then set the machine gun on the ground and continued to fire until the gun jammed. Without hesitation, Staff Sergeant Mendoza began throwing hand grenades at the enemy, causing them to flee. After the enemy had withdrawn, he advanced down the forward slope of the hill, retrieved numerous enemy weapons scattered around the area, captured a wounded enemy soldier, and returned to consolidate friendly positions with all available men. Staff Sergeant Mendoza's gallant stand resulted in 30 German soldiers killed in the successful defense of the hill. Staff Sergeant Mendoza's extraordinary heroism and selflessness above and beyond a call of duty are in keeping with the highest traditions of military service and reflect great credit upon himself, his unit, and the United States Army.
Wow.
Was,
that's all you can say about that one, man. That's all you can say is like, wow, dude.
Gotta laugh, man. This dude was a superhero, man.
that was like some what the guy Punisher type stuff right there, man. Like John Wick.
Staff Sergeant Mendoza wasn't fucking around, man.
Man. And then he came back, man. Like no regards for his life, man. All about others, man. That's why we read those things, man, for stories like that, man. Inspirational stories, man. Like, it's no denying in this story of Medal of Honor.
Yeah. He was a threat out there, man. He was a threat out there, man.
Hey, the enemy probably knew his name. Like, he's there? Yeah. Oh, he's there? You know what I mean? No, we're not going to that one. We gonna let that one ride.
Usually I say, like, you know, we ordinary people. We woke up a regular day, ordinary day. Nah, this dude was a beast, man. He was a threat.
Yeah,
this dude was a threat.
And I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll do a little bit of background on it, or maybe somebody else know. This guy right here that you just read, man, which all of them should, also. But Mendoza himself, man, I was thinking, man, he got to have some schools named after him, man. Have some something on an army base or somewhere named after him, a library named after him, man. Like, this is not ordinary. You know what I'm saying? Man. This is not the norm for somebody to lay their life on the line like that. You know what I mean? That's not normal.
It looked like he was posthumously awarded by Obama in 2014. So he lived from 1922 to December of 2001. So he lived for
so a long time. You telling me this wasn't like he didn't get it right away?
Nah, dude, he got it posthumously. Yep. Yeah, man.
That's crazy. Yeah, but Obama did give a lot of Medal of Honors in 2014, man. He gave a lot out 2014. It's crazy, man.
Man. He was 79 when he passed away. They called him Arizona Kid, Master Sergeant Manuel V. Mendoza. He was born in Miami, Arizona. So they called him Arizona Kid. So he went to the Navy. He was in 20. He went to the military, not Navy, but he was 20 when he went into the Army, and he served in World War II and Korea. So man, it's like a all-star, man.
Yeah, man, for sure, all-star, man. Like no doubt, man.
Thing, so. Yeah, man. That's why we do it. People like him, man, that, you know, just get in and do their things. People that don't need incentives, you know what I'm saying, to do their thing. You know, the incentive to do your thing is what you protecting, everything that's at risk, the country, your people, your family, everything like that. But speaking of incentives, I want to ask you, do you believe in incentives?
Yes. I mean, I think we need them. I mean, I can't say it's a driving force for me because I never got that many incentives. You know what I mean? As coming in or whatever the case may be. But I do think it helps the process. I think it helps motivate and things like that. So I am with it. But yeah, man. But I do think
incentives for what though?
It could be to stay in. Give me an example.
No. They like incentives like you like nuclear. Let me give you an example. We trying to get people to come to Seller 360. All right, if we go to Seller 360, what are we gonna get out of it? That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about with incentives.
Yeah. Yes, you know, I would have said in the early 2000s and probably into the 1990s, man, I would have probably said with that saying right now, there's no incentives you going.
Mm-hmm.
But now I think when you write into the instruction and says it's voluntary, that's a whole nother ball game. You say something about voluntary, now you got to give them incentive to come, because now they know you don't have to come. So you kind of almost, the pros of this is you have to give some type of incentive. You're gonna have your few that come because they want to learn, because they want to be better, and they want to do all this stuff, right? But then if you want most of your sailors to be there, you have to do it. It have to be some kind of incentive for it, right? And I don't care.
It's on most people ladders though. If you're a civilian and you don't
Yeah.
understand what a ladder is, it's a leadership and development roadmap, like a list of things and stuff. Tell you things real quick, layman's terms, things that will help you advance and further your career, right? But so it's on most people ladders.
Yeah, that's a fact. But hey, man, yeah, it's on the ladder. I mean, I get it. But I'm here to tell you, man, like, it's hard out there, man. Like to get sailors to come and Sailor 360. And I say that because we ran this program before, man. I remember us talking about like having boat teams and having so many people come there, and they'll get incentives towards something else. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it was always incentive driven, and we didn't look at it like that, but it was driven by them getting something out of it. You know what I mean? If all you guys show up, yeah.
Because when we talked to them, we asked them what would they want, and most of it was incentive. But all right, let me give you another example, because there's a couple places I want to go.
Yeah.
But another example is the PT, right? You think it should be incentives for people that perform well on a PFA?
Now, I think that goes both ways. For me, no. I feel like we should wake up and do the PT we do, and whatever this thing we do, it's a standard. We need to keep the standard. That's how it should be. No incentives, no nothing. Boom, boom, done.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm talking from my standpoint. I'm not talking to somebody who struggles with PTing and stuff like that. I'm sure they probably want some incentives or something to motivate them. I don't know. But to me, no.
Though?
I don't know, man.
To want incentive.
I don't.
If you struggle with PT, what does it mean to
PT
want
more
incentive? Yeah, to make you like, yo. I mean, I'm not in shape. I struggle with my PT, but in order to get me to work out so I could get in shape, you're gonna have to give me some. Like, yo, dang.
Hey, man, I know we laughing about that. It's funny, but I did get it, and I never had an issue with the PRT, right? But what I say this, man, is when I found out that if I get a excellent overall excellent, I don't have to do the next one. Yeah, I had a little bit more ump in me, man. I had a little more energy.
Now, what's the purpose of that?
I don't know.
Right, like what's the what's the purpose of that? Yo, do the best you can on the PFA, so you don't. Is it the off thought that people gonna be practicing more throughout the year for this?
No. I think the thought about it is, man, and to be honest with you, and this is my thought, my opinion, is that in the earlier, I think we kicked out a lot of good sailors, man.
Yeah,
I think a lot of good sailors got kicked out the Navy for PRTs and for the standard. And I think that's the reason why I think in the future we're gonna probably have one PFA a year. I think that's the reason. I think we lost some sailors that was good technicians, that was good, at their job because of the PFA.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to say that. I mean, like, it's no physical standard to, being good at being a technician. You know what I mean? Like, when you look at like music engineers, for instance, like a music engineer could be any shape they want to be. That's not going to really dictate, people that's good with like, information tech, stuff like that. Like, that's not really going to dictate, some of the better people, might not be like John Cena, build. You know what I mean? Like, so, and I know the military not asking you to have that build, or the Navy.
Trust me, they're not 26%.
Yeah, but some of the most, the best people at some of those things you talk about, they don't, they not like that. Mechanics, auto mechanic, like you go to the auto shop, you're not like, it don't look like, we looking at football bench or NBA, bench. It's an auto shop. It's people of all, shapes and sizes. But I mean, my biggest thing is like, if you do good this PFA, you don't got to run a PFA next year. And that makes, and I was one of the people like, oh, I got to validate. And it was only because the PFA was in the way. Like, yo, this in the way, man. I can validate. All I got to do is weigh in and I don't got to worry about this. But it wasn't no real substantial like reason why, like for me, why that had to happen like that. Like it kind of just, I don't know. But
that's what we doing now though, man. Like everything is like we're trying to, I don't know if we got sailors writing up on little sheets of paper and sending this to the, MACPON or sending it to the CNO, but it seems like we're doing a lot of this now, man. A lot of incentives for things to make it better or to whatever the case may be. So that we doing a lot of that now, man.
Yeah, but like in the Navy. Who do we think we are? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm not coming to sell. Seller 360 is supposed to, for instance, like Seller 360 is supposed to like benefit you as a seller, right? With mentorship, guidance, education, stuff like that. So, I mean, that should be the payoff. Like that should be the incentive should be to go there, get that benefit. And of course, if you're one of them people that look at paperwork and stuff like that, it's a part of the ladder. So like, but that ain't enough incentive. It's like, all right, after like, we're going to build you up as a seller. We're going to mentor you. We're going to teach you. We're going to train you. And this is going to be good for your career because it's going to help you advance. But do I get any liberty out of this? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't get no liberty out of this, I'm not going.
I ain't gonna make it.
I don't care that it's going to build me up as a seller. I don't care that you're going to teach me. I don't care that you're going to train me. I don't care that it's going to help me invest. If I don't get liberty by the end of this, I am not going.
Yeah.
And now, right, now therein, right, you got to do that. Therein lies the bigger problem to me. And this is a question. I don't have the answer for this. Do we think this is because a lot of our leadership, and in leadership, I'm talking about maybe LPOs, but not really LPOs, but divisional LPOs ain't really supporting that shit anyway for their people to go to those things?
Maybe. But I tell you what, I think more of the...
Did I say LPOs? I'm LCPOs, like Chiefs.
LCPOs. Yeah. Chiefs. I don't know, man. That is a good question. I don't really have an answer to it either, but
so here's my point, right? Why are you thinking? You could put out at quarters 1,000,000 times for your sellers to go to 360, right? For insurance purposes. Like, yo, I put it out, right? And this ain't, I'm not only talking about 360, I'm talking about other stuff too, right? But you could put out at quarters, hey, go this, do this. And it could be fire and forget. Like, you're not making sure your people go. Are you giving them like a crazy work day where if they do go, that's going to be a detriment to their work day or whatever like that. And this ain't just me challenging or blaming Chiefs. This could also be a part of the command schedule and the command outlook toward, the approach to the command. Like, it's not really, like, it might not be, and we had this conversation 1,000,000 times all the time, but it might not be enough time to go to 360 for this seller. Like, literally, it might not be enough time to do this.
Yeah. I agree, man. With the not having enough influence to go. Like, a lot of times, man, if I'm going to Sailor 360, and I put it out at quarters, right, and I get there, then I say, the next day my sailors don't show up, and the next day I put out quarters. Hey guys, I was at Sailor 360 yesterday. I ain't see none of you guys there.
Yeah.
Right. I think if we say that more, and then of course the chief goes, but at the same time, man, like, we also have to think about the workload, and we have to think about all that stuff too, and make time for these sailors too. And I think shore duty Sailor 360 is probably way more polished than the one at sea. Yeah, you got so many things going on.
You on shore duty, right?
Yeah.
So Sailor 360 polished. Where you at?
No.
All right. Okay. Thanks. I'm not gonna say much.
I'm saying, but look, hold on. Let me back that up. I know people are listening, so let me back that up. I'm not saying my Sailor 360 ain't polished. What I'm saying is that I'm part of CNSP, which is huge, which is way different commands. Now over there, who runs CNSP, they can be polished over there, but I don't know if they polished or not.
That's what I'm saying. Like everybody got a complicated story of why they Sailor 360 might not be polished. Like I'm at the Sailor 360 where I work at, it ain't polished, right? I'll just be honest, right? I'm at regional. You know, we on the same base as another command that got 360, and it's always a complicated reason why something ain't polished. I'm just saying that, you know, coming from C duty, us thinking that, well, maybe shore duty got, you know, better programs because we saw some good examples. A couple, they might have been the only good examples. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying nothing is, you know, good, bad, right, wrong, but I'm just saying that honest truth is, you're saying that you don't really know. Maybe it is good, but you don't know. Ours, I haven't seen it yet. You know, and that's definitely not a knock. And I know what the plans for the command are and stuff like that. And I know what my CMC's plans are and what he wants and stuff like that. I'm just saying visually, I haven't seen it yet. You know what I mean? And not his plans, because I know that's coming. But from the time before I got here and up till now, I haven't seen Cell 360. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's, you know, Seller 360 as it stands, but, you know, I don't want to stay there because it's more about the, you know, just the incentives and like, do we really need to offer, you know, sellers things to get them out, like to get them to come do stuff, you know? And if we do, you know, question, I guess that just brings us to the question. If we do we think is more that we can do as like LCPOs and stuff to support, or do we think that the command schedule kind of just hampers like everything that we would do? So we just kind of like go with whatever fits in the way we schedule in our work. So I guess that's a question.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I can't even place it, man. The only thing I can tell you is that the keys to, and I don't know, we jumped all over 360 right now, but the keys, we talk about incentives, that is like full 360.
Yeah.
But I do think the keys to success here is probably not doing it a lot for, let's say, a month or a quarter or whatever, and go to PB for T, which is, you know, the planning board for training, and get it in the schedule. If it ain't in the schedule, like a lot of times that's the biggest part of any event we do is the planning portion of it and get it in the schedule. If you get it in the schedule, a lot of times it happens because it's in a big schedule.
Yeah.
Right. You could actually get it done and everybody sees it, blah, blah, blah. But if you don't get in there, you try to throw a week out, hey, let's do Sailor 360 next week. It probably ain't gonna happen.
But you need buy-in, right? You need buy-in from your command leadership, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have command leadership buy-in, ain't nothing cracking. Right. And that mean, like, all right, let me ask you a question. If you're a junior seller, right? Well, when you were a junior seller, if it was a new thing, right? And we all 360, we just talked. If it was a new thing that your command introduced, and and it was like, it was all hands, like everybody gonna be there. They like, yo, chief's gonna be there, officers gonna be there, triad gonna be there, everybody gonna be there. And if you went, in the first like 3 times you went, you didn't see any khaki at all. It's just a couple y'all strong seconds trying to hold it together. Maybe, you know, 20% of the first class is at the command, maybe 15%, but no khaki at all. You know what I'm saying? How long you gonna be going to that? So 3-4 weeks you've been going already. How much longer are you gonna be going?
Probably not. I don't know, man. As a junior sailor, for me, man, I will. If it was in my ladder, man.
No, not in the ladder, not 360, not nothing like that. Just like
nothing like that. No, I probably wouldn't be going. Because I probably wouldn't go. And I'm gonna tell you, I probably wouldn't go because I got a lot of shit going on. And as everybody else's excuses, I got a lot of maintenance, I got a lot of this. I'm probably not going. But you're right though, man. If I see more khakis there, I probably would go.
You probably would go.
It's facts, man.
It's gonna hold more weight. Like, I don't know if I talked about, we had a seller auction on like an MWR event, an auction. I don't know if I talked about it here, but if I did, I'm going to just say it like real fast because I don't remember how I talked about it. But we had an auction, an MWR event, and nothing was happening. Nobody. It was for like just an auction. I forgot what it was for. I think it was for, it was a khaki auction for a khaki to come and clean up your space during like a cleaning station or whatever. And nobody got bought. Like nobody was getting bought. Like it was crazy. Like we was just there. It was cold, quiet. CMC, who CMC came out, Master Chief, love her to death. FCCM, love her to death. But she came out and she threw some money up at somebody, like at a chief. And it's like 20 minutes into us being like, yo, maybe we still have popcorn and everything, but it was like 20 minutes into us being like, all right, maybe this auction just is dead. You know what I mean? Like nobody. But after she did it, it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? It went crazy. Like we had to actually tell a seller, like, yo, you can't keep like bidding on people. It was like a seaman. I think a Master Chief was like, hey, you gotta tell him he can't just keep buying khaki. But it went like $500, $750.
Yeah.
Like it went crazy. But it didn't start until she got it cracking. After she got it cracking, it was like 1, 2, or 3 more chiefs that got it cracking too. But it did not start until they got involved, till the mess got involved. And then it was fun and it was everything it was supposed to be. But before that, it wasn't happening, man.
That's good shit, man.
Let me ask you another question.
Yeah.
You've done all hands training all throughout your career, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
All right. So at the end of the all hands training, you know, you gotta put your musters into whatever program you gotta put the musters into, right?
Yeah.
At these all hands training, at all your all hands training you've ever had or whatever, did the triad show up?
No, not all of them. Not well, hold up. No, most definitely no.
Right. But
yeah,
it's all hands training though, right?
Yeah.
Should they be there?
Man.
No, matter of fact, let me ask you this. Like now it's like you might be you might not want to answer this question. When y'all input the attendance from the training from the muster report, is the triad in attendance on your muster? Or do you keep them off?
I don't do that. I'll be straight up, man. What I do is, now I ain't saying the chain or whoever, whatever. I don't know what they do, but my guys, when we enter it in there, we enter in the names we got on the paper.
That's good.
So that's how we do it. Now I'm not saying nobody can't go in there and do other things.
You know,
that shit happens all the time afterwards. Yeah. I don't know, but I know on our paper that's what we do, man.
Because these programs get inspected for the most part.
Exactly.
And it's like, yo, was it all hands training for
exactly
everybody?
And then I have had inspectors come on board and say, hey, why your guy is not this? Why your this is not that? I have had inspectors come on board and say stuff like that too, man. But
so I guess this is just my message for triad members. Like triad members, be aware. You know, I'm gonna say this with the most respect I have for the triad, because I really got a lot of respect for them. But just be aware of the bond that somebody might be put in, because they probably got to claim you at all. Like I don't know a better way. They probably gonna have to claim you for all hands training that you didn't go to.
Yeah.
Now on my first ship, the triad, they went to all the all hands trainings. Like they were there at some point.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, man. I don't. A lot of times, that's where the triad get they money worth in coming in that stuff for sailors, right? When they show up, it just everything is different. The whole vibe is different. It makes it
a thing. Yeah, that's what. Again, that's what we
this
talking
is
about.
Real. Yeah. This is real now. When they show up to that,
yeah, that's what we.
And the thing about it is though, man, they know that too. And a lot of times they come in like. If you have some, I don't know if it's important enough for them to come or whatever the case may be, but I most definitely know the COs and stuff know that COs, XOs, and then CMC knows when they show up to something, the whole training aspect changes, man. Like
people acting different, acting different, officers acting different, junior sellers act. We all act. We chunk. We sitting there.
Yeah, when you're doing training, you know. And the triad is not there, those references might not get read out.
Yeah, it's a different type of training. It's a different type of training. It's a different.
But when everybody show up, man, like it's game on, man. It's go.
Yeah. And that's the power in like. support. That's the power in buying from the triad. Our way is talking earlier about buying from leadership, buying from khaki, buying from the war room and stuff. So just remember that, like, as much as some of these things be like things that was like, but it's like when we go and we show up to these things, it's so much more power, and it means so much more to even the junior sellers. I think sometimes we don't pay attention to how much more it means to the junior sellers when triad shows up, war room shows up, Chiefs must show up. Like you said, it makes it a thing for real. Like, oh, this is a real thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Speaking of COs and, triads and stuff like that, I do want to go and say that I talked to a seller. We talked about the Thanksgiving picture, right, from 08, from the EWO.
Okay,
And just for documentation purposes, I want to say that I talked to a chief. I was supposed to call him today, but for the podcast, but I don't want to call him because I ain't talked to him. But I talked to him last week, and I was telling him, we was talking about a podcast, and he told me that he was on a ship. That day he was there. He was there for that captain, for that chain of command. He was actually able to point out. I forgot to ask him like who was the woman that we want to talk to, because I still want to talk to. But he was able to point out everybody there, and he said that this was one of the best. Over 20, he said this captain was one of the best captains that he's ever served with. No, he said this captain was the best captain he ever served with. People was crying when the captain left, like all types of stuff. So I do want to document that by saying that. And also, again, like we said, this picture was taken at 08.
Yeah.
And our eyes are the way we process things, the way we think. Everything is right now. Everything is 2021. So when we look back, me personally, I look back at this picture even like if it was 08, because my mind was different back in like 08. But even if it was 08, I would probably find something fishy about it. But when I look back at this picture, I don't see. Well, basically, what I'm saying is when I look back at this, when we all look back at this picture as a collective, we looking back at this picture the way we look at everything in 2021.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
I was a part of a sapper training back in like 09. Part of it when we did skits, right? I would never, ever, ever do that training again. You know what I'm saying? I was a junior seller, but we did skits for sapper training. And it was a bunch of different skits. And we were in our skits, we wanted to, this was the goal. I'm not going to get too much into it. The goal was to talk about a heavy topic, but make it, while it being informative, make it be entertaining and make people laugh. And it's not a boring training, right?
Yeah.
That was our goal. With my 2021 eyes, like I'm saying, what we did in that training, I would never do that in 2021. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was not the way to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That just wasn't the way to do it. It was like damn near. So if anybody back in 2009 was affected by that training and they listening now, and that was like some heavy stuff, and he's like, yo, they making light of like heavy shit. Like, I personally apologize for that. Like, I would never do nothing like that training again. But I was a part of something like that before, so I can't, only pull up pictures and stuff like that. Because if somebody had a video of that, they could pull that up, and I'll be on the firing line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I don't know if I talked about this before, man, but speaking of pictures and speak of situations like this, man, I remember, man, I know it's funny, man, in a way, but it's not funny in a way also.
Yeah.
Is that my daughter, I think in high school, if I'm not mistaken, a couple years ago, they was doing her lessons was on the Civil War.
Yeah.
Right. And they had people that was going to be on the North, people who was going to be on the South.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she came home one day and she asked me like the teacher asked her which side that she wanted to be on.
Yeah.
And she really didn't know. And I remember telling her, your ass better be on the North. I remember saying that though, man. But think about that for a second, man. Like, My only thing I'm thinking about is that every kid get asked what side they want to be on. And I don't know these answers. I'm just saying she came home and told me that she got asked. Now, I don't know if they asked everybody in the class. I'm not getting into all that. But I'm just saying how funny that is, though, when she came home, like, I didn't know which one. And the way I reacted when she said that and things like that, man. Like, then it goes back to I'm thinking, like, first thing I'm asking my mind is, did she ask everybody in the class
I
that
don't like
question?
that. I don't even like that question, bro. Like,
yeah, that's the first thing I thought about, man, was like, did she ask everybody in that class that same question? And probably not. Probably not, but I'm not gonna, assume. So probably not, though.
Yeah, that's wild.
But yeah, that's crazy. It's 2021, though, man.
So when I came home, I talked to when I called my wife and I told her, I was like, hey, my boy said that actually was a good CO that was, on the ship. So my wife was like, well, what made him a good CO? Like, and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't there. I'm not the dude. I ain't know the dude. But then I started thinking about what makes a good CO for me. Like, what would make somebody a good CO for me? And so I got to bounce. I got to toss it to you, man. Like, what? Through your eyes and I know it changes, right? So if you're a junior seller and you listen to this, right, it changes. Like maybe from E1 to E5 to E6 to chief, senior chief, to if you ever be a DLCPO, if you're anything, a warrant officer, whatever. So I know these things change, right? So I'm asking you right now, and as a senior chief who've been in the game for a while, what would make you kind of say somebody was a good captain, good CO?
Well, easy for me, man. Like, and I'm gonna even go further than that, man. I think Commander Trebillo is one of the best COs, right? And I'm gonna say this, and I'm saying this because you didn't get any you knew what was coming.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I like, man. I like that part of it. Straightforward. Tell me what I need to get done. I know your makeup. I know how you. I almost sometimes when I used to talk to Commander Triple, I knew what he was going to say ahead of time.
Yeah,
I really may not even have to go in there and freaking talk to him because I knew what he was going to say anyway. I was just trying to let him know.
Yeah,
So he's informed. But I kind of knew, and that's what I like about a leader, man. Two things: one, being straightforward, and then knowing how to bring a team together. You know what I mean? And when I say bring a team together from start to finish, like what you got to do in the beginning to get to where you going. And I feel like he knew that. And I talked to him more than normal because of the fact I talked to him separate occasions, and I also talked to him because he was at one point on the ship, he was the DSET leader.
Yeah.
So we talked a lot, and we talked about how we was going to start stuff off and how we was going to get to a certain point. You know what I mean? When you got somebody that can do that and he can motivate and he can talk and he can bring a team together, that's kind of what you want. And that kind of did it for me, man. Like somebody who's straightforward, and somebody who's know how to get from start to finish.
It's crazy that you brought up Commander Trubilla because we talked about him a couple of times already. We just like we never said his name. But I remember having a conversation with somebody at work, at like new work. And the question is like, yo, you know, the way you communicate and some of the things that you do when you do it, it's thorough. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, thank you. I'm like, I can tell you where that comes from, but that it come from him. You know what I mean? To make light of it, I would say like it's bred out of torture. You know what I'm saying? To make light of it. To make light of it, I would say it's bred out of torture. But it's like it took me to a great place because it's like, if you like a part status, man, like it's like, yo, like it's like, hey, it's on. I remember he told me like we was waiting on this part, right? We at Devo, right? And hopefully he's listening because I think he does listen. Yes. And hopefully Devo listening. But we waiting on this part, right? And we've been waiting for this part for like 8 months, right? And they had just extended it again for like another 6 months, right? He like, yo, I don't understand what's up with this part, man. He was like, it's not like a fucking Rolex. Like they just making this by hand, man. Like, where's this part, right? And the funny thing was they actually were like really literally like making it by hand. You know what I'm saying? But like that was like, it wasn't just like it's back ordered. Call the company, man. Like see where it's at. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, like, you gonna have a status, player. Don't go in that disc review without having a status, man. And that's another thing though, man. Like think about that. You're the commanding officer of a DDG, right? A commanding officer of DDG.
Yeah.
And you need to come in there during that ditch time and explain your parts list, man.
Yeah.
That's how thorough he was.
That was like a
I loved it, man.
For the
yeah,
jails.
man. But I do.
You gotta get through.
Look. I had a Devo, man. I had a Devo for a little while. Now, when I had the DCAs that did it, they did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Right. But when I had like a Devo, like an instant, man, I remember going in. I remember saying, "Hey, sir, you need to know all this stuff here because." He's not going to be asking me.
Yeah, you guys.
He's not going to be asking me.
Yeah.
Man, we get up in that meeting, but I set him up for success. I told him everything, blah blah blah. I had him take notes or whatever. But once the captain opened his mouth up, the devil just lost all. Didn't know what the hell to say. Didn't know nothing. So I tried to jump in, to save the day. He wasn't having it. He wasn't having me jump in and save the day. Dude, he pretty much he pretty much get senior. He got it. Like, you know what I mean? He gave me that he got it thing, but he didn't have it. You know what I mean? He didn't have it.
But he was,
so
he was on the,
but he was struggling. But he wanted him,
he
wanted him to do it.
Yeah.
But we figured out, we finished that. We had everything. He just wanted him to be able to talk to it though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But hey, believe it or not, man, I think that was some of the stressful things for young devils, man, was going in there and do those parts reviews, man.
Yeah.
That was stressful for them, man. So
yeah, man, that's like the trials, man. Like Hunger Game trials. Like,
man.
You got to make it through. Now, you brought him up, so I will say that for that purpose, namely, like he was super. Like for me, personally, I think he was real fair. When I messed up, when it was things that went unchecked by me, things I could have done better, I knew it. And I knew it from him. And then when I did good, or when I did what I was supposed to do, pretty much, I knew that as well, because I didn't feel like the way I felt if I did something wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I knew that as well. So, yeah, but
it was another thing I wanted to bring up about him real quick, man. And I don't know. I really at the time didn't notice this until like now, was that anything he wanted, anything that had, like if it was like kind of big deal, you had to have khaki support. I don't know if you remember this, like him always talking about, hey, is a khaki gonna be there, right? Type stuff, right? He was always about that.
Oh, do I remember him asking us? Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So he was always,
of course,
he always wanted khaki support there. So my thing was like, until now, I think about it now, and maybe I'm taking it a little bit over the top. Is in 2000 to now, Navy, man, like the training is not getting there like it used to be.
Yeah, so people just don't know shit.
So now when you having the khakis there, you got that training piece. You got somebody that probably did it a million times and they know how to do it the right way. And now you making, and this not to knock on your work center suits. I'm not knocking on the LPOs, but man, you got LPOs out there 5 years now, man. You got LPOs out there 4 years now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's running the whole show and maybe seen some event one time before.
Yeah.
So sometimes now I think back and be like, man, why I gotta be at this check? You know what I mean? But now I understand. Now
I got 100 of those, man.
Yeah, but now I understand like why I have to be there now. I kind of understand now, man. Yeah. Like, believe it or not, some of the smallest little things, man, that happens that probably could have got prevented if you had khaki support there.
Yeah. So, I mean, my only issue then, ours was out of something we fucked up at, right?
Yeah.
But my only issue then used to be because we had such a small division that, like, for instance, like live work. So we would have such a small division that if it was like 4 of us normally live work, like you got whoever holding a person, a safety observer, and a khaki, and then that's like 4 of us out the division. So it's like that's taking the majority of us away from, and I'm there too, you know, my Divo, but depending on if we on white underway is, you know, even different, you know, and that's like, I remember them some days waiting. Again, it was because we, you know, fucked up though, but I remember them sometimes waiting to like 16, 1500, whatever they could, like, hey chief, we need you, you know. And it started, imported was easier, but underway it started to be harder and harder for them, you know, to get it done. You know what I'm saying? Especially if I get a new Divo and he not qualified yet, you know, we got to hurry it. We got to get him qual. You know, we're not rushing it, but you know, we got to get him qual. But I know where that, you know, came from. But that was my only issue with that, was it would take away from them and it would take away from me. But I mean, I understood it. I knew why we were doing it, and I knew I wasn't going to ask for it to be stopped. You know what I'm saying? But a couple good traits, because it really, I didn't want to get personal, but a couple good traits about COs. Well, I'm gonna give one, just one. It's a lot. It's a whole lot of them, but one of them for me, I think every CO that I ever thought was good knew their people. It's a whole lot more, a whole lot more. But I think every CO that I knew was good, that I felt like was good, they knew their people, from the war room to chiefs to the most junior sailor on a ship. They knew their people. Their people felt like they cared about them, and they were, for the most part, approachable in that regard. So I do, you know, that is one of them things that I think always works well with a lot of a CO's job. I don't think junior sailors know. So one of the things that they do know is if they see them, you know, if they on a deck place every now and then, if they talk to them, if they know about them, if it feel like they care about them, you know, that's one of the things that they know. So, and I think every CO that I've ever, whether I was an E1 or now I'm an E8, every CO that I've ever thought was a good CO was a CO that knew their people.
Yeah, I agree, man.
You know, so let me talk real quick. I got a PTSF hat on, right? This is the official fleet returnee gear. If you listen to us from the very beginning, the first episode, I told y'all that fleet returnee is the best job in the Navy. You know what I'm saying? So now I got the official fleet returnee gear. So if I'm ever out and about, somebody, you can know I got the best job in the Navy. You know, or they can feel like I got the best job in the Navy. That's that official fleet returnee gear, PTSF. You know what I'm saying? I still don't think it's anything better than a fleet returnee.
For real, man. For real.
Especially
in Great Lakes.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. Great Lakes. Yeah. I can't do that now, man. I'm too old. I'm out the game, man. But if I was 23, man, you know, if I was 20, I've never been a fleet returnee, man. Never had the opportunity. But the second thing is that if you listen to us, we had a clip right now. Shout out to my Navy HR. I always shout out my Navy HR, how they do a good job getting people good news on time every time. Right. So shout out to my Navy HR. We love them. Now, what I will say is we've been getting people news faster than my Navy HR, breaking down instructions, putting stuff out way faster than they've been doing, man. So, hey, my Navy HR, y'all need to catch up, man.
Yeah.
That's all I got. I think it's cool that we actually are getting people news before my Navy HR does. You know, and they got some production, more production value than us. They got block in interviews, and they got MCs that's no edits and all that. It's all cool. You got me and Damon on here on the screen on your YouTube or on whatever app you're listening to. If you listen to us, you're gonna get that information first. You don't even gotta watch
That's what we do. That's what we do. You know what I mean? And then if you got a topic that you want us to put out, you want us to talk about anything, man, hit us up, man.
Yeah, please.
You guys know what's hit us up, man. That's what we do, man. We love talking about stuff. Anything.
Please.
Let's go.
A couple personal updates from me is this is my birthday weekend. So I don't know how much longer this episode is going to be.
Yeah.
But this is my birthday weekend. My birthday's on Tuesday. And the weekend after that, unfortunately, it won't be much of an outing for me and Angeline, because Angeline Surgery is finally here. So she getting surgery on Friday. So that's gonna be that's gonna start off our next weekend. So her surgery is finally here. So please, if you're a praying person, please keep her, keep the family, keep everybody in your prayers. And She actually graduates as well this week with a master's degree in a couple
Woo,
days.
let's go.
Yeah, so
let's get it,
yeah,
man.
So she's been killing. She's been going through all that, sick, going through everything she's been going through, and now it's surgery. For us to hopefully one day have a little me running around here, a little
Yeah,
her.
man. Yeah, man. I just want you to know also, man, that I get that master's thrown up on me sometimes, man. When my wife got her master's degree, I just want you to know, man, she kind of like got that thing on the wall and pointed at it a couple times on me, man.
For real?
You know what I mean? I gotta go, man. I gotta get mine, man.
I got that. I got something called an alpha. You know what I mean? Like an alpha. It's got an alpha, man.
Oh, that's what it is, man.
We got a closet full of pants at the house, man. That's my closet.
I don't know if they got anything. I don't know if they got anything to do with that master's.
That's my closet, man. I wear the pants, man.
Oh man.
No. I'm just messing around, man. Shout out there. I can't wait till she get a master's degree, and I can't wait till she becomes the breadwinner.
Yeah, me either, man. On that too.
I can't wait till she become the breadwinner. Let's get it, baby. I'm your biggest
go.
cheerleader. Make that money.
Yeah, man. I wanted to talk about a couple of things too, though, man. And all the next couple of topics probably kind of go in together, man. But I want to talk about real quick being a consistent leader, man, for your sailors. It's for anybody that's in any leadership position, man. We always talking about suicides. We always talking about all these different things that affect sailors. And the reason why sometimes that it doesn't happen is because we as leaders are not consistent.
Yeah.
I feel like sailors don't want to come talk to somebody who they don't know what the reaction may be.
Yeah.
And it's a time and place to be hard. It's a time and place to be, a little bit disciplined when it comes to doing your job. But at the same time, you want sailors to come to see you so you can help them, right? That's the biggest thing. So you can help them so they can be mentally stable or mentally whatever, so they can come do their job, right? When I mean by consistent, I mean they know what they're going to get out of you.
Yeah.
Right. And it goes back to us also being adaptable, being able to be adapt to sailors also. But being consistent, man, is one of my biggest things I talk about, man, when it comes to new chiefs or anything. One of my biggest topics is being consistent, man. And for everybody out there, my consistent starts at quarters. Right. If you one of those guys that you want to get up and you want to do the Sailor's Creed every day, do the Sailor's Creed every day. If you want to come out there and you want to do inspections every day, do inspections every day. Whatever your thing is, be consistent. Don't go out there one day, do it, and the next day don't do it. Don't do it for 3 weeks. Don't do it. Whatever the case would be, be consistent. So those sailors, when they come to quarters every day, they know how their day going to start off, right? They know how you're going to react to certain situations because you have let them in to know who you are.
Yeah.
Right. They know what type of leader you are every day on the work that you're going to put in. So that's my thing for the day, man, being consistent. And I don't know if you got anything on that you want to add to that.
All I got on that is that, like, one of my biggest issues used to be like when we mess up or something like that. And I'd be like, all right, from now on, we going to muster 4 times a day. This. Every time we do it, we gonna say the creed, and then when we do this, we gonna do this, and every time this, that. This is like this real crazy thing. And then like day 2, and they, one of the first classes like, hey chief, it's 11:30. We're supposed to be getting the guys together. I'm like, yeah, I can't, man.
Hey,
we got this meeting with
you. Go ahead and muster them. You go ahead and do it, man. Yeah.
Then the next meeting, 1400. Hey chief, 14. I got PB for T, man. Like, I ain't gonna be able to make it, man. So it's like after the one time I did it, I made this crazy threat. That's what I call it, a crazy threat. I couldn't like kind of follow through, man. So this, man. I'm talking to the first class like 4 days later, like, hey, man, like, we ain't even gonna keep going this 4 times a day thing. It's just unrealistic, man. Just tell the guys to not be late again, man.
And I remember learning from that too, though, man. I remember after learning from a situation like that I remember coming back to the vision that we done something like crazy that could have been prevented or whatever. I remember calling the first class and saying, hey, we ain't gonna change what we do, man. We just gotta be better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember having that type of conversation instead of, overreacting and stuff. I say, hey man, we doing a good job. Yeah. Instead of getting crazy, hey man, we doing a good job. We just gotta do better in certain situations, blah, blah, blah. Let's keep it moving, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, you learn from that shit real quick, though. Try to make
it consistent.
Try to get all crazy, man. For real.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man, what's up with this? Speaking of Navy HR, man, you know what I mean? We got this the new nav fit that's out. Well, I don't know if it's out, but we about to start up, man. Have you read anything about that yet?
E-nav fit?
E-nav fit, yeah.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit on our last episode. You know what I'm saying? So we talked about it a little bit, and we knew that the new instruction was coming. We knew the updated instruction was coming, and it's been signed and it's been released. So the updated instruction is out. Have you read it yet?
Bits. I haven't dived into it really, really deep, but I have looked at it. I know where to go to look it up, but I haven't clicked on it and looked at it yet.
Yeah, I haven't sat with it yet.
To me, it seemed like it's the same though. Like it's the same thing. You just doing it more electronically. And then I heard I got to get more into it, man, because it's a lot of changes. It throwing me off a little bit, with the digital signature side of it. And I know I seen where within 96 hours it's gonna be uploaded into your stuff and all that type of stuff. So, but my whole thing is though, are we still sitting down? I'm assuming we are, and all that type of stuff. But you got all these digital signatures and all this stuff. So, I think it's a lot of more to it, but I think that the more to it is gonna come from a command level though.
Yeah, there's other changes too. It's changes that got to do with warrant officers. It's changes that got to do with the PT inputs for wage, for pregnancy. It's some changes that got to do with like I said, I ain't read it yet, so but it's also changes that got to do with TAD sellers are new reports, more so 90 days, it's changes that got to do with all of that stuff. I think before
that's probably
it was
good.
3 months. I think before the verbiage was 3 months,
90 days,
and now the verbiage is 90 days. And somebody could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the verbiage was 3 months. There's no day measure to 3 months. There's no actual unit of measure. It's 3 months, so the measure is the month. But I think 90 days kind of clarifies the actual time limit, right? I think that was a thing. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Don't let me say Hancock and Hitch was the same movie. You know what I'm saying? But with that said, though, I know you were talking about the concurrent report.
Yeah, man. I just want to know the purpose of this concurrent, man. Check this out, man. I got an example because I went through this concurrent thing and it really, really pissed me off, man. Really, really, really bad. I don't know. I don't know if you, and I'm looking at this, if I get a concurrent eval, then you put it on I go back to my command with that concurrent eval and it's up to my command to use that. I feel like it's useless.
Well, it depends on what kind of concurrent eval it is.
True. So I'll tell you my example. I went on an IA, right? We all got concurrent evals. I was ranked 1 out of fucking 52 over there on an IA, right? I comes back to my command to see, and see how was they going to use this evaluation, and they didn't use it. So when they didn't use that evaluation, it was kind of out the window then, man. You know what I mean? Because they didn't use it. So it really didn't that eval didn't matter at all. And I went over there and bust my ass 7, 8 months, and that shit doesn't mean anything. So now I got only 3 months of really work with my division. You know what I mean? I mean, not my division, with my, command. So I just felt like that, man. I was thinking about that, and I was going through looking at the evals, and I just ran across this concurrent. I said, you know what, man, let's talk about this concurrent thing. What is this? What is this is really for? So what's the other side of it then? You said it depends on what the command type deal.
Because you got concurrent and concurrent regular. But all of that still depends on what your parent command wants. You know what I'm saying? Because your parent command, like you was just saying, your parent command could accept the concurrent and use it as, your eval, or not, or whatever like that. But it is a documentation of what you did during the time that you weren't at, your command, and they could use it. Or, I mean, it's best that they, that they should use it, because you're not there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I was,
I mean, they can use some of the information in it, but it don't have nothing to do with your ranking, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like where you at type stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, but they ain't gotta, they don't gotta write it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, they ain't gotta write it. So yeah, that's that.
Track them. So yeah, man, we know we got the E6 and below, man. It's here, man.
You talking about the test,
next week,
the exam?
What exam?
The exam?
No, I'm talking about the results.
Oh, the results coming out.
Results for the exam coming out.
Oh, you talk about the results. Okay.
Yeah, next week, man.
So we gonna get some
I'm sure some new petty officers. I'm sure they're very, very excited. I just saw the official message came out. I think it's on My Navy HR came out with the dates of next week. So I'm sure those sailors are pretty excited and pretty pumped. It's nothing like listening to those names come with a 1MC as a khaki and wishing and hoping your freaking sailor's name on it, man. I'm telling you, I am more in an uproar listening to those names, I think, than my own sailors, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you was in like if I'm in my office and they call one of my sailors' names out, man, hey, you finna hear me roar up in there, man.
Yeah, we be hyped.
We get hyped. I'm telling you, man, I'm really like into that stuff, man. I'm into like young men and women, man, making rank and being the best they can be, man, and then seeing their faces, after they done made it, man. It's like accomplishment, man, and it is accomplishment, man. So big shots out to everybody who's gonna make rank, and the people who don't make rank. Hey, let's get back on the wagon, man. Let's do it. Let's get it again, man.
Yeah. The only thing I got for that's a positive topic, man, and I hate to spin it to something that's negative, but it's not really negative. But the only thing I got for that is don't let your being competitive stop you from giving props to somebody else that been where you were and might have came up from there, or might have just made rank, stuff like that. So don't let those kind of things block you from just showing some love and respect for that person. You know what I mean? Being competitive, and because people be hating, man. That's just what it is. People be hating on each other, not wanting to see each other advance, not wanting to see each other get a bigger piece of the pie and stuff like that. So don't let that happen. Show love, man. Clap, clap for that person, and do your thing. Some of these people not even eligible for the rank yet, and you're still like, oh man, this person. Don't let that happen, man. We should be all congratulating each other all the time.
It's all about growth, man. It's all about growth. You're not gonna make first class. You're not gonna be freaking the best leader in the world you put on first class, man. It takes time, it takes experience, it takes all that stuff, man. So if you're a sailor, they should be a first class. No. They're gonna accept more responsibility, and they're gonna get that responsibility, and they're gonna learn, they're gonna grow, and they're gonna be better. That's kind of how it goes, man. That's what it is. Somebody out there saw something in them, either doing eval, even doing whatever the case may be, and made them a first class or made them a second class, and that's what it is, man.
Yeah, man. We all are a work in progress. If that's not obvious from just this podcast, and everything that we're about, you know what I mean? We all are a work in progress all the time. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Movie.
Right?
Well, let me talk real quick, book, real quick, easy. Everybody probably read this already, but the book I'm gonna quickly plug, because I don't have another book to plug right now in this moment, is The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. Right. The reason why I'm gonna plug it right now is because I've talked about this book recently, probably 12 times. And just remember this, though. Just remember this about the book. If you read it or if you didn't read it, just remember that you can't express the love language that you appreciate to somebody else that has a different love language, right? So you can't expect what you want, to be that's what you're giving somebody else or whatever like that. I say that for a lot of reasons, but there's some of the conversations that Angeline and I have had before in the past and stuff like that, where it's like, I'm doing this because I like this, or you're doing this because you like this, but instead this is your love language and this is my love language. And I'm not even like a love book, dudes don't ever want to, like, I'm not like a love book kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? But it's a decent book. It's very informative, and it actually speaks to a lot of what we go through in relationships. So that's my book choice of the week. It's a great book. It's probably worth reading more than once as well.
So. Oh, okay. Nice.
Did you read it? You ever read it?
No, I haven't read it.
Oh, man, you need to read it, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you need to read it. You never know if you messing up, man. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, since you never read it before, I thought you read it, man. I know how much of an avid, reader you are.
Yeah, man.
So I do, since you haven't read it, I'm going to just real quick name the 5 different languages. Words of affirmation is one. Quality time is one. Receiving gifts is one. Acts of service is one. And physical touch is one. You know what I'm saying? And I think my biggest one is quality time. That's my biggest one.
Yeah. Right? Hey, man, I'm glad you said those 5 languages, man. That little bit right there intrigued me. The names of them intrigued me. So
yeah, man, you should check it out, man. Quality time is mine. You know what I'm saying? So when your wife in school for the master's degree and all this work she got to do, you don't really be getting that time that you think you need and stuff like that. But yeah, so quality time is my love language, and I think my wife's is like words of affirmation is one of hers, and receiving gifts, of course. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Gotta get them gifts, man.
Yeah, receiving gifts might be all y'all's.
Everybody's.
To the women that's listening. But yeah, man. So Hacksaw Ridge,
man.
So Mel Gibson movie.
Yeah, Mel Gibson.
It's a Mel Gibson. I don't even gotta look that up. It's a Mel Gibson movie.
Yeah. I'll take by Hacksaw Ridge, man. I actually watched this movie a while ago, though. You know what I mean? So I kind of, and I don't remember a lot of movies, to tell you the truth, man. But I remember this movie.
Yeah.
Right. And I remember these movies not only like how great of the person was in the movie, but by the belief.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what I got out of the movie. Like somebody who had this much belief in himself and what he was doing, that it meant something. And what that meant to me was that don't give up so quickly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On what you believe in, man. Like so quickly. Now, I do got a negative part of this, though, when I think about the beliefs and all that stuff, man, and all the, the not want to kill people and all that type of stuff. He's in the army, though. You know what I mean? I'm sure he could have found somewhere else. That's my negative part of it. I'm sure he could have, like, before he joined, he could say, "Oh man, you go in the army, you might have to kill some people," especially in the time frame he went in the army.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You might have to kill some people, man. Like, but he could have went to another branch of the military, man. Maybe didn't, maybe the percentages went down a little bit on killing people.
He was patriotic. He was patriotic.
Yeah. Oh, hey, now, back to the movie though. Great movie. Great storyline. I know it was going with the movie, but I think the biggest part of it for me, like I said before, was believing yourself, believing what you got going on, man, and you still can be just as a contributor. You know what I mean? You could be a contributor still. You may not be doing everything everybody else doing, but you still could be a contributor to what's going on, man. But I think one of the roles that was kind of maybe diminished that I thought was good though was his dad though. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think that was a good job. It was a lot of good roles and a lot of good. Everybody else, you kind of like know who did what and how great they was, but some roles I think I want to get diminished. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Dad played a good role in this movie, and I'm telling you, I'm talking about this movie like this, but I haven't watched it in a while.
Yeah.
But it's a movie that I remember. And that's one of the things I want to say. I remember this movie because a lot of people was talking about it. You know what I mean? It's probably one of Mel Gibson's I ain't gonna say not bestseller, I'm assuming, but I'm sure it's one of his best movies when he looked back at his life, you know what I mean, of the movies he made and stuff like that. I really do think
I don't know about
from
that.
I'm going too much. I'm going too hard.
No, I don't know about that. I don't know. I mean, Apocalypto.
I think it's
Did you ever see Apocalypto?
No. Hold up. I didn't say it was his
I know
best
you said one
movie.
of them.
One of his.
One
okay.
of how many? Like,
when you
start thinking about.
I got you.
I don't know, but did you ever see Apocalypto though?
I don't think so.
You should watch it. You should watch it. You should watch Apocalypto. If anybody ever listen, they probably like, yeah, Apocalypto. If they ever saw it, but you should watch Apocalypto. Of course, I think we've all seen like, well, not we've all, but a lot of us seen like Passion of the Christ, because that was Mel Gibson too. Yeah. But Apocalypto, man, when you get a chance, you should watch it. If I was you, I'd watch it this weekend. It's really, really good, man. It's in another language. It's like a different language. It's about Mayans, but it's really good, man. It's brutal, it's good, it's action, it's everything. You would love this movie. Like you would love Apocalypto.
Okay. Yeah, I'm taking a look at it, man. So what's your take, man?
So Andrew Garfield, he won me over with a movie called Silence and this movie, right? Silence is, I can't name it without shouting out the director, Martin Scorsese. But it's a movie called Silence that he did a while ago. And then this movie is what kind of did it for me. Because before this, for me, it was like the movie with the blue Jamie Foxx, the Spider-Man movie with like a blue Jamie Foxx, and the other one that came before that I did not see. I did not see those two Spider-Man movies with Andrew Garfield. So this was one that, you know, now when I talk about Andrew Garfield, I say he's a good actor. Like, yo, this dude's Andrew Garfield's a good actor. It was a couple other things too, but this one in Silence really did it for me. So I was expecting him to be as good as he is in a movie, and Mel Gibson was behind it. So I was expecting whatever message that Mel Gibson was trying to send for it to be sent. You know what I mean? And when I think about this movie, I think about the other movie that I think we watched, that Angelina Jolie directed. What was the name of that one?
Oh man, I was talking about
it was called like
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable.
Right? Unbreakable, yeah.
So I think about Unbreakable by Angelina Jolie when I think about this movie, and I think about how much better Mel Gibson was able to execute this movie by just kind of worrying about like one thing, and doing that the best he could. You know what I mean? So of course you get the super climactic scenes where when the war actually does break out and you see his capabilities. You know, he was like one of the he was probably the most viable person there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No doubt.
But you know, he got a lot of it from, you know, not wanting to carry a gun, not wanting to kill people, you know, stuff like that. But when it jumped, and again, I didn't see this movie recently either, but when it jumped off, he was the guy. Like, he was brave, man. He was a little guy, you know, he was brave, you know. Really good performance by Andrew Garfield. I think for some other people that might not have taken him seriously before this movie, they did after. So and then like you said, man, it was a focused movie by Mel. Some critics, you know, they got issues with Mel Gibson and some of his movies and stuff like that, but I normally, whenever I see a movie that's directed by Mel Gibson, I normally expect it to be serious, at least. Like, all right, this is a serious thing, man. Like, it's gonna be good. It ain't gonna be too clunky and weird. It's gonna be good to go. So that is something that I would say about this one. Really good movie. Good military movie and a good modern military movie, because sometimes those things could be scarce. You know what I'm saying? So are you I got a question though, real quick. Are you going to watch A Journal for Jordan? So A Journal for Jordan is a military movie coming out on Christmas. It's directed by Denzel, and it's starring Michael B. Jordan or whatever.
Yeah, I'm probably going to watch that, man.
Yeah. So we gotta watch that. Michael B. Jordan got me like, and like, yo, I got it coming off Thanksgiving, and then, you know, Michael B. Jordan really got me like, yo, I need to hit the gym like a whole lot more, because what he got going on in the trailer.
Yeah, man. I'm about to look the trailer up now. I'm about to look the trailer up in a few minutes, man. Yeah, I haven't even seen the trailer.
Yeah,
I'm most definitely gonna watch it.
He giving me like 16 hours with the personal trainer. kind of like getting ready for some Marvel Creed 3 vibe. So like I gotta get ready. Like there's no reason why the dude in the journal for Jordan should be walking around like The Rock. You know what I'm saying? Like it's no like I didn't think that movie called for like an extremely fit dude or whatever. So I gotta I gotta get in the gym, man. I have to.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, it's a dope. Just because we do this preview thing, I want to give y'all something to look forward to. So after we both watch this movie, we definitely will review it. It's directed by Denzel. We already hit him. And we twice. Love Denzel. And Michael B. Jordan already then got hit once. So yeah. So it's definitely gonna be a good one. And this was a good one, real fun. Wasn't 2 hours and 45 minutes. Just a little under that. Again, man, PTSF merch .bigcartel.com where you can get all your PTSF merch. That's all,
man.
That's all
another episode, man.
Love you guys. Thanks for the support. Remember to comment, like, share this shit. Share it.
Tell people about Mississippi. Stand up. Let's go. Holla at your boy, man.